Good evening to everyone here with us and to those watching at home. The April 27th, 2021 meeting of the Marion County School Board is now called to order. Board Member Campbell, will you please read our commitment statement?
My pleasure. We are the Marion County School District Leadership Team. When we come together to work, we are efficient, effective, and productive. Our three most important characteristics are dedicated, transparent, and individually responsible. To work well together, we must demonstrate respect, confront reality, and be accountable. We will always put students first. We will leave a legacy of success.
Thank you, Board Member Campbell. For the courtesy of those listening to the meeting, I'm requesting everyone in the audience turn off your electronic devices or put them on vibrate. Later in the meeting, up to 30 minutes will be provided for individuals to address the board on matters concerning the operation of the Marion County school system or the school board only. Presentations to the board are limited to 5 minutes and are televised. If you wish to address the board regarding a regular agenda item or matters on which the board customarily takes action, you must first complete a peach form located on the table in the hallway. If you wish to address the board regarding a public hearing or a student discipline matter, please complete a lime green form. These forms must be fully completed and received by the board secretary no later than 5:40 p.m. The procedures applicable for each are on a separate sheet. Good evening, Madam Secretary. Please call the roll.
Mrs. Allison Campbell, District 1.
Here.
Mrs. Beth McCall, District 2.
Here.
Mr. Eric Cummings, District 3.
Here.
Mrs. Nancy Thoreau, District 4.
Here.
Mrs. Kelly King, District 5.
Here.
Dr. Diane Gullett, Superintendent.
Here.
Mr. Jeremy Powers, School Board Attorney.
Here.
Thank you. We'll now hear from Mr. Kevin Christian, Director of Public Relations and Multimedia Productions, who will be providing us with the inspiration and the pledge. Good evening.
Good evening to each of you this evening. Beautiful Florida, spring, summer evening, you too. You may know that Monday is National Teacher Appreciation Day, and certainly we want to show our teachers appreciation, but given the year that we've had, we want to show all of our Marion County Public Schools employees appreciation during the entire week. So I encourage you to do so in whatever way you feel is most appropriate. But tonight, we have three individuals with us. I will introduce each of them, and we have a little surprise for them that they don't know about. Miss Katie McGrath, if you will stand, please, and join me up here. Her real name is Kathleen, but I know her as Katie McGrath. She is Ocala raised, having graduated from Forest High School. We hired her in 1981 at Reddick Collier Elementary. She's also taught at South Ocala Elementary, Shady Hill Elementary, Saddlewood Elementary, 8th Street Elementary, and then in 2008, she moved to her current work site, which is Madison Street Academy. Mrs. McGrath is, and I say is because the title was never taken away, Marion County's 1993 Teacher of the Year, and in 2003, she was inducted into the National Teacher Hall of Fame. On her original application, many, many years ago, is this your writing?
Yes.
Okay. These are her own words, and we tell something about ourselves when we're honest. She writes, "My experiences in the elementary classroom, gained from my position of 2 years at a private academy and the field-based program and internship at Florida State University, have well prepared me for my first year of teaching. Through this invaluable experience, I have been forced to face the realities and problems of the teaching profession. Although I will be ranked as a first-year teacher, and I still have much to learn, I feel I am facing the situation with open eyes, and I am cognizant of the trials as well as the rewards of becoming a classroom teacher." That was written 40 years ago.
Oh, boy.
Miss Virginia Para, if you will join me over here. Miss Para, also raised here in Ocala, also a Forest High School graduate. We hired her even sooner than we did Miss McGrath, back in 1977 at North Marion High School. She also taught at North Marion Middle School and moved to Osceola Middle School, her current location, back in 1990. her original application. This is your handwriting, correct? Okay. She writes, I learned many things during my internship. Most important of all, I learned to have confidence in myself as a teacher. Having encountered a variety of situations, I was able to deal with them effectively. This increased my confidence in my ability to adapt to different situations that may arise in other schools and to deal effectively with them also. 44 years ago, she wrote that. I'd say you did just that, Ms. Para. Finally, I'd like to invite Ms. Lilia B. Roberts up to join me as well. While these two ladies are representing teachers, Ms. Roberts represents the rest of our employees who are on the non-teaching side of things. Ms. Roberts, of course, raised here in Ocala, and of course, a Forest High School graduate. That's 3 for 3, Forest. She has worked for us for the past 37 years. She is now a kindergarten paraprofessional at Ward Highlands Elementary. This is your own handwriting?
Oh, yes.
Okay. From her own application, she was asked, have you been successful in working with children? Explain. This is what she wrote. Yes, I worked as a tutor with 2 kids at Howard Elementary, and the classroom teacher, Mrs. Brown, gave me a high evaluation at the end of the semester. That high evaluation, I think, still exists 37 years later. So on behalf of all of our school board members, our superintendent, those others at the dais, and all of our 7,000 employees district-wide, we say thank you for not only your years of service, but for your dedication to the professions in which you have chosen to serve. And I say serve because I think when you work for the same company for 37 to 44 years, you serve. You don't just work, but you serve. And we are grateful for your service, your time, your energy, and the contributions that you have not only made to our students and to our classrooms, but perhaps more importantly, to our entire community. Because I will dare speak for everyone here, you have made our community better. And we say thank you. So we have a little surprise for you. Megan is going to come forth. Thanks to the foundation, the Public Education Foundation of Marion County and Megan Magmal. We have a little gift basket for each of you. I say little, wow, it's not quite so little. But it's full of wonderful things that just show some of our appreciation to each of you. And we have one for each of you, yes, so you don't have to split that one. That's just what it looks like. And I know that our board members and certainly our superintendent would want to share some thoughts and words with you. So you guys can take over now, and I'm going to step back because you deserve the limelight. Anything you all want to say? Then they'll lead us into pledge.
Me too.
Yes, go ahead.
It's on you. It's on you, Chair.
Just wanted to thank all of you for your passion, many trials, many rewards, I'm sure, Ms. McGrath. Confidence in yourself as a teacher, teaches confidence in kids, Ms. Para. And Ms. Roberts, coming from a fellow paraprofessional, thank you for wearing so many hats. There isn't enough words to be able to share our gratefulness to all of you. And my prayer on behalf of the board is that you continue forth and be healthy and enjoy every minute of everything that you do. Thank you. Thank you. Okay.
I think I caught our board off guard because usually our guests lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance and then they offer their comments. So if you would do that collectively and lead us in our pledge.
Oh, they do have some words as well.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I will. Okay.
Thank you so much for the recognition. It is greatly appreciated. As was mentioned before, I've spent over 50 years in the Marion County school system. I graduated from South Ocala Elementary, Osceola, Forest High School. When I interned, I came back to Forest High School. My first job in 1977 was at North Marion High School. Then I went to North Marion Middle School. And since 1990, I've been at Osceola. So you could basically say, except for about the first 4 years of my life, I've spent my entire life in school and have never left. And because of that, I've been blessed with the opportunity to see and touch the future. Teaching teenagers has kept me humble because, as you know, teenagers and young people look for any opportunity to tell you exactly what they think, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Those who survive in this profession learn to develop a sense of humor and the wisdom to know when to stand firm and when to exercise flexibility. Teachers live for those golden moments when students learn not just content or skills, but truly gain a sense of who they can become and the valuable role they have in the future. Those occasions sustain and nourish teachers through frustrations and despair when they doubt they have the ability to continue a moment longer. At heart, young people today, like those 45 years ago, want to be seen and appreciated and accepted. They want their efforts recognized and valued. And like their students, teachers want the same, to be valued and to have their efforts recognized, appreciated, and supported throughout the increasing challenges and stresses they face in this profession. My life has been blessed with the opportunity to be part of something bigger, sharing the importance of being a lifelong learner in a society based on the concept of what's in the interest of the common good and the general welfare of all. The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams, and teaching has enabled me to foster the dream of a better future for my students by examining the values and principles that built this nation. For these reasons, I say thank you for the opportunity and the blessings, and God bless the United States and the U.S. Constitution. Thank you.
So, you know, everything we do nowadays is based on the numbers. Everything is data-driven. So let's look at my career. 40 years, 6 schools, 14 classrooms. I've taught pre-K through 5th grade and gifted for 5 years. 13 principals, 17 assistant principals, 8,524 hours of instruction. I even have what I call legacy students. I have had the privilege of teaching the children of students I taught in the past. Now, everything's data-driven, but of course I'm elementary, so we have to be hands-on and we have to be colorful. So I have this jar of candy here, which was of great interest to my 4th graders today. And on the bottom are my administrators. And you see that they're Hershey's Nuggets, because the administrators I've had at school, the ones I've had here at the school board, they've given me a lot of nuggets of knowledge that I've been able to apply in my classroom. The next layer are my colleagues. These are the teachers, the paras, the secretaries, my whole staff. They're my lifesavers because they make my life so much better. But most, on the very top, are my students. The over 1,000 students I've taught over the summers and the school years that I've taught. They're all different colors, sizes, and shapes, but they're sort of like M&Ms. Many of them are hard on the outside, but they're just soft and squishy inside. And so All this adds up to just one fact. Marion County Public Schools has given me the sweetest career for which a teacher could ever hope. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. There's no way I can follow up behind these, but I'll give it a try. I'm Lilia Roberts. I was hired in 1983 with the Social Work Services Department, and I was a social work assistant for 5 years, which was a very interesting job. I did lots of home visits trying to find out why kids weren't coming to school, and the people in the community got used to me. They'll say, "Mama, that lady from the school is here again." So I had to do that. I would assist with getting kids to doctor's appointments. Parents didn't have transportation, so I did stuff like that. Numerous visits to health department to get shot records for kids, that kind of thing. So after 5 years of that, I had 4 elementary schools and 1 middle school. And so my favorite school was Ward Highlands Elementary. So I went to the principal at the end of that school year and I said, "Hey, if you have a teacher or assistant job, would you let me know? I'm interested." He said, "Sure." He pretty much hired me right then. And I've been there ever since. I've done kindergarten for several years. I did a lot of years pre-K ESE. I did back then they called it EMH TMH. Now it's called IND. I did that. I was personal para for a quadriplegic student for a year, which was very, very interesting, and I miss her very much. But now I'm back in kindergarten, and I am enjoying myself, having a great time. And like you, I am now teaching kids of students that I taught. They're coming back. They said, "Ms. Roberts, you still here?" Yes, I'm still here. But after 3 more years, I am in drop, and I know it's going to be a bittersweet moment, but I have enjoyed working for the school board, and thank you for the honor. Thank you for inviting me. And I'm just glad to be a part of such a great team.
Thank you again to all 3 of you. I can't imagine 3 better examples of what's best about public education, and you're still smiling and you're still happy. So thanks again for coming by to see us.
Thank you.
All right, Dr. Gullett.
Thank you. Good evening, Madam Chair, members of the board. Always hard to follow that. So moving on to the agenda, I recommend approval of the agenda for the April 27th school board meeting with the materials in the board packet, those materials distributed to board members at the meeting, and the audio recording included as part of the official record of the meeting.
Thank you. May I have a motion on the superintendent's recommendation? Moved by King, second by Campbell. Is there any discussion? All those in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion passes unanimously. May I have a motion to approve the minutes for the February 23rd, 2021 school board meeting?
So moved.
Moved by Board Member McCall,
Second.
second by Board Member Cummings. Are there any additions or corrections to the minutes? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes unanimously. May I have a motion to approve the minutes for the March 4th, 2021 administrative briefing and work session?
So moved.
Moved by Board Member Cummings.
Second.
Second by Vice Chair King. We're all in unison tonight. Are there any additions or corrections to the minutes? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. All right, moving on to persons requesting to address the board. I will now ask the school board's attorney to explain the rules governing persons who wish to address the school board tonight. Good evening, Attorney Powers.
Good evening, Madam Chair. In compliance with Section 286.0114 of Florida statutes, the school board has adopted uniform procedures for public speakers who wish to speak at tonight's meeting, either regarding one of tonight's agenda items or a matter relating to the operations of the school district. These procedures will ensure the public has a reasonable opportunity to be heard on school board and school district matters. A written summary of these procedures is available from the table in the hallway. Public speaker forms are also located on the same table. The completed forms were due to the school board secretary no later than 5:40 p.m. Tonight's speakers will be called prior to the business portion of the school board's meeting in the order of receipt by the school board secretary. Before you begin speaking, please state your full name and address for the record and spell your last name. Each speaker will have 5 minutes of time. However, if there are more than 5 people who wish to speak, the board may seek consensus to limit each speaker's time to 3 minutes. When the speaker has 1 minute remaining, the speaker will receive a visual notice to complete his or her comments. Speakers may not yield their time to other people. Speakers and meeting attendees are expected to conduct themselves in a respectful manner. Therefore, verbal attacks and profanity are strictly prohibited. Pursuant to the procedures for public comments, item 6, speakers are not to identify specific individuals other than themselves or their child unless that statement is provided 24 hours in advance. The board is here to listen to your comments only. You may be directed to an administrative following the conclusion of your comments for further assistance to your concerns. If there are matters dealing with student discipline, including expulsions, they will be scheduled at the conclusion of the televised portion of this meeting. Parents may address the board regarding a discipline matter at that time. To ensure student privacy, only a parent or guardian may use a student's first or last name. Identifying references to or identification of other students and/or their families is also strictly prohibited. Thank you for your attention to the board's requirements. Madam Chair, that concludes my explanatory remarks, and thank you.
Thank you, Attorney Powers. Ms. Martinez-Lopez, do we have any speakers this evening?
We do. We have one, Mr. Michael Mullins.
Good evening, sir.
I'm Michael Mullins. Do I have to state my address? Is this online?
Yes, it is, but if you wish, Mr. Mullins, I can tell you that if you can state a zip code and tell us the general northeast, northwest, southeast, southwest area you live.
34491 Summerfield. Is that good?
That will do. That's sufficient.
Yeah, can I take this off? This kind of.
We do have requirements here that we're supposed to ask everyone to remain.
Hi, I'm here tonight trying to address the policies around the mask mandate to the schools. I'm just wondering, I think this has been going on for far too long. The vaccine's out there, 50%'s already got it. You know, it's coming to the point to where, like, you don't even want my kids to even have a fresh breath of air. Like, even as I'm talking to you now, I have to breathe in my last one to talk to you. And we're supposed to let them sit there all hours of the day and then keep up with everything. That is not right. I think it should be a choice. We gave you guys a chance to do this at first, and that's fine. You know, and if you want to wear the mask, fine. But if you want fresh air, have fresh air. My son today lost his mask at school. He had to wrap his hoodie around his face and walked around like that all day. My son also gets points taken away if you don't put it right on right after he eats lunch. That he learned off something else. You don't put it on right away and you're going to affect his grade for right after lunch. These kids they already had mental issues before all of this, a lot of them. And it's getting worse. They can't show their face. They're scared to even breathe. Can we do something better to enrich our children than this? That's all I got to say. I could go on for statistics after statistics and what this has done. I mean, everybody had to wait until today for the CDC to come out to say that vaccinated people can go outside without a mask. I think you guys all could have came up with that. Right? It's time to make common sense, and let people be people. Let them have a voice. Let them have a face. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's it.
Okay. All right. May I have a motion to adopt the new Ocala Charter High School application to open August 2022? Moved by Vice Chair King. Second. Second by Board Member McCall. Superintendent?
Thank you, Madam Chair. The new charter school application complies with 1002.33 Florida statutes and will now be known as Ocala Charter High School to open August 2022.
I declare a public hearing. Is there anyone present who wishes to address the new charter school application? Any discussion from the board? Seeing none, all those in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion passes unanimously. May I have a motion to approve consent agenda items C7.1 through C20.1?
So moved.
Moved by Board Member McCall.
Second.
Second by Vice Chair King. Is there any discussion? No discussion. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion passes unanimously. Moving on to donations, may I have a motion to approve the following cash or tangible donations that have a total value of $45,850?
So moved.
And that would be $1,000 to Bellevue High School from Rotary Club of Bellevue, $3,000 to Bellevue High School from Mid-Florida Regional Manufacturers Association, Vertigo Ground Bucket Hydroponic System Installation and Delivery valued at $5,000 to Bellevue High School from Marion County Hospital District, $2,500 to Dr. N.H. Jones Elementary School from their business partner Ocala Fiber Network via the Public Education Foundation of Marion County, $2,500 to Dunnellon Elementary School from their business partner Ocala Fiber Network via the Public Education Foundation of Marion County, K-5 grade level appropriate books valued at $2,100 to Dunnellon Elementary School from On Top of the World 100 grandparents. Vertigo Ground Bucket Hydroponic System Installation and Delivery valued at $5,000 to Dunnellon High School from Marion County Hospital District. Vertigo Hydroponic Towers Injector Board and Installation valued at $16,000 to Liberty Middle School from Marion County Hospital District. $2,500 to Marion Technical College from Summer Glen Veterans. $1,250 to Marion Technical College from Horatio Alger Association. $2,500 to Ward Highlands Elementary School from their business partner, Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken Stillwell Enterprises Incorporated via the Public Education Foundation of Marion County. $2,500 to Westport High School from their business partner Ocala Health, Ocala Regional Medical Center via the Public Education Foundation of Marion County. And I really needed to wait to get the motion until right now. I always get ahead of myself on that one. So the motion was given by,
Ms. McCall gave the motion and Kelly King second.
okay, great. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. The motion passes unanimously. Board Member McCall, would you like to give the thank you tonight?
Certainly, as I look through this list and the diversity of our businesses that are working with our schools, our business partners, and others, it is tremendous what you do to help our schools out and our students, and we could not do all those special things without you. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Board Member McCall. Moving on to board committee reports and concerns. A few meeting reminders. The following administrative briefing and work session is scheduled for May 6th, 2021 at 9 a.m. The purpose of the work session is to discuss board concern, board membership dues, referendum options, MTI, MTC properties, recommendation for external operator at Oakcrest Elementary for 2021-2022 school year, Ocala Recreation and Parks presentation, COVID-19 updates, if needed. The next administrative briefing and work session is scheduled for May 20th 2021, which will include 5-year school plant survey Phase 2, 2 of 2, Military Choice Academy, and COVID-19 updates if needed. We'll move on now to committee reports, concerns, and comments. We'll start with Board Member McCall.
Yes, I want to thank the gentleman that was here tonight. He actually did call me today. I would like for us to begin to look at our mask mandate and think about making it optional. We do have many that are vaccinated now. I know that our elementary children are still sitting in the cafeteria by themselves. I think it's time. Other counties are doing that. So I would like for us to work on making our mask mandate optional for our kids. I think it's time. I also wanted to congratulate Ms. Mongerio and the Forest High School Choral Department for a fabulous concert. Those kids were having a tough time singing in mask, but they did a marvelous job. She has really grown that program. Her Canto Cats, if you like jazz and you like show tunes, there is nothing like those Canto Cats. But she had all different types of music. She had classicals. Those kids were singing in French. They were singing in Italian, which just made my heart feel very happy. So I want to thank her and really enjoyed Friday evening. So thank you. That's all I have.
Thank you, Board Member McCall. Dr. Gullett, looking at our upcoming work sessions with COVID-19 updates, that would be the natural place to have that discussion, do you think?
Yes, Madam Chair, thank you. That's actually already on the list, so that we'll have an update. As the board knows, each week we talk with our Department of Health, and with the ever-changing conditions and recommendations, we'll review those tomorrow and discuss those at the next work session. Yes.
Great, thank you, Dr.
Yes.
Gullett. Okay, Vice Chair King.
Called me
We'll
early.
move on to Cummings and Campbell at the end.
Yes. I would like to thank the wonderful Jenkins Autos Group and our tax collector, George Albright, for providing the opportunity for our beautiful license plates. I had received mine, and it is a student from Reddick Collier, and her name is Isabella Herb, depending, I'm not exactly sure, so I don't want to mess her name up, but she painted this beautiful butterfly. This is beautiful, and this is just another fine example of the arts that are taking place in Marion County Public Schools. So just wanted to say thank you for that. And also, earlier today, I was doing a little bit of reflecting on this past year, and for most of us up here, it's been over a year that we began a journey that seemed impossible. But with the dedication from all of our staff members, every one of you, you guys made the impossible possible. And here we are a year later, and you guys helped pull this off. And I just thank you for that. And I also understand that we're close to the end of the school year, and I don't know, something about students, and then the school year, wonky things happen. And I just encourage you to keep this staying strong and continue to do what you guys, every one of you, do best. And thank you. That's all I have for today.
Thank you, Vice Chair King. Well heard. All right, Board Member Cummings.
Good evening, everyone. Just want to thank Miss McGrath, Miss Para, and Miss Roberts for their dedication. They truly, as Mr. Christian said, have provided us with some great service for 44 years. That's a long time. And some people can't stay married for 44 minutes. So 44 years is a long time. So thank you to them, and not only to them, but to all of our teachers and staff as we get ready to celebrate Teachers Appreciation Month on Teacher Appreciation Day on Monday. We truly thank them for what they do day in and day out. Last Thursday, we had a wonderful time at the Mespies. I want to thank Mr. Hall as well for the evening, celebrating our coaches around Marion County. It wasn't just football coaches or basketball coaches, there were golf coaches, there were coaches from every sport, swimming, and so we want to really thank him for that. And he's charged me already to make sure that we have 800 people there next year. So I'm going to put it out on the wire that we need 800 people next year at the Mespies. Superintendent, Kevin, everybody need to be at the Mespies next year. It was a wonderful event, and he does not want to size it down. So thank you for that. Also, just as a side note of business, there's still a few schools in our district that need business partners, that are looking for some business partners. And I just want to put that plea out there, that if you are a business, we have a few schools, some elementary schools, especially this time of the year, they really need that support. And I'm asking that you will reach out to our Public Education Foundation and become a business partner with our schools. Thank you.
Thank you, Board Member Cummings. Board Member Campbell.
Thank you. Just a couple of things. I too was going to mention Mespies and Coach Hall and all the work that he put into that. And it was terrific to see all of the different coaches from all of the different schools and interacting together. And often they don't have that opportunity when they're not on the playing field with each other or on a court together. So for them to be able to interact and reflect was really great. And yes, he definitely has put that charge out that he wants to ensure that that is a very large scale event moving forward, because he really does just want to show the gratitude to the coaches who put in so much work. And I believe Beef was there. I don't remember what Coach Beef, we'll just call him Pastor Beef, was saying a quote, and I don't want to misquote it, but that a coach will touch more lives in 1 year than most people will touch in their lifetimes. I believe that was a quote from Billy Graham, I believe is the quote. I may have misquoted it, but it was pretty close. You get the idea. Coaches are incredibly important, and they make a huge impact on our students and the student success that we see. I also, as I've talked ad nauseum about the Youth Philanthropy and Action Program, I wanted to say that we've brought all of those together, and all of that has now been completed as of today. So thank you especially to Mrs. McCall, who was our teacher at Belleview Middle School. And because we had to get creative this year, normally we have volunteers from all around the community that come in and teach, but because of our limited ability to bring in volunteers, she taught all the classes at Bellevue Middle School, and I was fortunate enough to teach those at Osceola Middle. And I just wanted to say that on behalf of me and gratefulness to the Nonprofit Business Council and the Community Foundation, and how those students were able to give $500 grants to the Salvation Army, Forest Animal Rescue, Interfaith, Humane Society, and Ocala Domestic Violence Shelter. And so all 5 of those nonprofits were able to receive $500 grants as chosen by the students in our schools. And so it really was a great program. I'm grateful we were able to do that, and hopefully we can make it bigger and better next year as well. And it was great to see these teachers and representing the staff here. And Ms. Para actually was my son's civics teacher last year, so when she said, "God bless the U.S. Constitution," I wanted to say, "Spoken like a true civics teacher," because that's exactly what she's been doing. So I'm just grateful for the work that all of these fellow board members are putting in. I know that we take a lot of phone calls and we answer a lot of emails, and there's a lot of work that goes behind the scenes, and even leading up 5 minutes before a meeting, still having conversations about things to ensure clarity of certain things that are happening. And I'm also grateful to all the administrative staff, because they're doing some problem solving that's incredibly important right now, that's happening right now. Not necessarily things that need to be made public, but things that are happening behind the scenes from a problem solving standpoint. And I'm just grateful that we are being creative in how we're coming up with solutions. So that's all I wanted to say.
Thank you, Board Member Campbell. I too share your excitement and enthusiasm. I think the whole board does. It's really been a journey, especially this year. Dr. Gullett.
Thank you, Madam Chair, members of the board. I'll start with echoing what's been shared. Having these amazing employees before us and their true service and commitment of their work and their heart is very evident and very inspiring. I am grateful. I am grateful on behalf of the District of Service. So we have National Teacher Appreciation Week next week. I want to start a little bit by backing up to last week we had Administrative Professionals Day. And when we talk about teachers and everyone, it takes everyone. It's an entire effort, recognizing the people behind the scenes that are doing the work. But tonight there are some words that I heard shared that really resonated with me, that they spoke about. And the word humor, I heard humor, flexibility, I heard humility, I heard wisdom, and lifesavers. Really said a lot. But I also added 2 words that I think that our teachers and our support team provide to our students and to each other every day. And they provide courage and hope. And so I just want to end with a grateful heart and thanks to all of our employees for a tremendous year. We're not done yet. We're getting there. But words can't express what we've been through this year. And those on the front lines with our students and the mask and everything else, the challenges, they've handled with such grace and compassion. And I just want to thank them again for all of their service. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Gullett. Attorney Powers.
I have no particular news from legal. I just wanted to recognize a couple of national days today. One is today is National Tell a Story Day. And as we all know that reading to children or telling them oral stories is an extremely developmental process. And it's a wise idea to remember that in our lives we get a chance to, we only get a chance to raise our kids once. So spend some time doing that. It's good for them and it's good for you. Also happens to be National Babe Ruth Day, so here's in memory of the Bambino.
Take me out to the ballgame. All right, thank you, Attorney Powers. Ms. Martinez-Lopez.
No, ma'am, nothing.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for everything that you do. And yes, like Vice Chair King, I also need to show off my license plate. And somehow this student knew, Kensington Barano, that I am a huge nature girl, so I got a really cool sea turtle. You can see the bubbles coming up, and I'm going to figure out a way to affix this to my car so I can proudly drive it all over town. So if you're listening tonight, Miss Barano, thank you very much. Very appreciated. And then, yes, I really feel like one of the ongoing strengths of this board is our diversity and who we are, what we say, what we do, all the different activities that we're involved in. I bet all of you can feel the excitement. We're starting to accelerate now towards really, the end of the year and finishing testing. I don't want to say getting through, finishing testing strong and then on to graduation and what a celebration that's going to be. I think, Board Member McCall, we're getting very close to the end of legislative session. Is that correct?
We are. It ends this Thursday.
Great.
So, yes. There are a
Great.
lot of legislation there, some that didn't make it, that I'm fairly glad that didn't make it. But stay tuned because it'll all come down.
Okay, and it'll really be interesting to get to that point where the budget is set and we'll have a much more concrete idea through our CFO of what we're going to be looking like going forward. So,
And I'll be happy to work with Jessica, who is our lobbyist, to kind of give you a synopsis of the different things that happened up there.
great. I was hoping you would offer that. And
I will offer that.
Okay, great. Let's do it. And I did mention this at our work session, which already feels like a long time ago, but happy 50th birthday to Hillcrest School. That is truly an accomplishment. And also, over all of those 50 years, there's been 4 principals, and one of them came back twice. Yes, 4. So, yep. Mike Barnett, Steve Collings, Lori Manresa, and in between, Steve Collings again. So, what a legacy. What a legacy and what a jewel in our community to be very proud of. And speaking of community, I moved down here in 1991 to develop a farm. And right away, I got a recommendation for a local CPA, Harry Daniels from Dugan Joyner. And so I've worked with Harry all these years, and he said, I've been wanting to do this for a long time. I want to connect with the kids in the school system. They really need to know more than just basic financial literacy. They need to know bigger picture and that they can, fit into the world of savings and investing and what that all means. So just today, I think it was, Mr. Daniels was at North Marion High School in the economics class. And I just wanted to share as a quick email from the teacher, Mr. Hill. And he said, Harry Daniels, CPA, spoke to my economic classes. It was yesterday. He did a great job. I'm not surprised. My students benefited from his lessons and wealth of knowledge. He was well prepared and had handouts for my students. My students were engaged and participated. I highly recommend him for the other high schools. I will most definitely schedule him for my economics classes next year. And to me, this is the true meaning of community. Let's get everyone that has something to offer, which is everyone, partnering with us and sharing their expertise. So I'm just really, really happy that happened. And thank you to Mr. Whitehouse and Mr. Vianello and Mr. Hill and other people, I'm sure, that I don't know that helped make that happen. So it's been we're moving into a very positive phase, I get the feeling, and I don't mean in a virus sense. We're ready to move on from that. Okay. Yeah. Anything else for the good of the cause before we move on to the part that none of us like?
Can I just add one more thing?
Sure.
We were talking the mask. I wonder if it would be a good idea, because we are not in the medical field. I wonder if in our conversations for the no mask, if we could somehow include pediatricians and also a medical doctor that would be affecting our employees in these cases. I think it would probably do us well to have some, medical professionals rather than someone that's informed. We're good at education, but I'm not sure I'm at any place without some good, solid advice. So if we could somehow include that, I would appreciate that. Thank you.
That's a great point, Vice Chair King, and we take it for granted, but the community as a whole likely doesn't know that we've been collaborating all year with, our local health department and the Department of Emergency Management, and I believe we've done a really good job from the beginning acknowledging that we're educators, not medical providers, and so we have our own unique niche and responsibility for educating students, but obviously we want to do that in the safest way possible. So it's definitely a balancing act, and we always want to balance towards everyone's safety. So thank you, Dr. Gullett, for being able to help us make that happen. Okay, anything else? All right. Before addressing expulsion matters, I wish to acknowledge that board members have received the alternative placement list for students through April 7th, 2021. Ms. Martinez-Lopez, are there any parents who have submitted a timely request to speak on their child's disciplinary matter?
No, Madam Chair.
Thank you. May I have a motion then to approve the expulsion of student JD 21-050 and JD 21-054 with educational services through the remainder of the 2021 school year and the entire 2021-2022 school year? May I have a motion?
So move.
Moved by Board Member Cummings, second by Board Member Campbell. Is there any discussion? Being none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion passes unanimously. There being no further business, may I have a motion to adjourn?
So move.
Moved by Board Member Cummings. Second by Board Member Campbell. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Passes unanimously. Meeting is adjourned at 6:20 p.m. Thank you all.